So if you've been on the internet at all within the past few days, I'm sure you've come across at some point the phrase "okay boomer."
Okay boomer. Okay boomer. Okay boomer.
Okay boomer. Okay boomer. Okay boomer.
Okay, boomer.
Okay boomer.
It's a really big buzzword right now. Every single corner on the internet, the word boomer is there. People aren't even using the word boomer correctly, but it doesn't matter because it's funny. Well, by the time we post this video, it might not be funny anymore. People are calling millennials boomers. Yeah. Anybody older than them, boomer. Even if you're younger, boomer. It's not about being a boomer. It's like calling somebody stupid. Is that too degrading? No. If you're a real boomer by chance and you're wondering what it means, so according to Google, a boomer is somebody born between the ages 1946 to 1964. You could go to college for like $10. You could buy a house for like $1. The phrase boomer comes from boomers' parents because boomers' parents came back from the war and said, hey, let's just have a bunch of kids. And that's the baby boomers. I feel like the word boomer doesn't even exist anymore. Like I've said it so many times in the past 10 minutes. By the time you get to the end of this video, the word boomer is just going to be like, you know when you say a word a bunch of times, it loses its value? Like it doesn't even sound like a word anymore. That's gonna happen this video. And honestly, it makes me so happy that we finally have something to like say back to them though. You know what I mean? Because they've been making fun of us for so long and now we have like just this ultimate exodia of like a comeback. Like they could say anything. Just buy a house. Exodia. If the Titanic sank today and it's just a picture of the Titanic sinking, but everybody has their phones out. Boomers. Old people's phone starter pack. Like in the font size now, it goes like small, normal, large, huge, boomer font. And they have like the Facebook random share to tell your friends to have a good morning. You see the bottom left profile picture? Like every boomer profile picture. Why is that so funny to me? You can't swipe it, son. You have to walk to the next painting. Like, dude, we're that out of touch with reality. To the point where like we walk up to a physical painting and swipe it. That's where we're at. They think we're just like brain dead monkeys. So this is actually a really extreme take on the word boomer. Boomer is the N-word of ageism. Being hip and flip does not make bigotry okay, nor is a derisive epithet acceptable because it is new. I don't even think I pronounced two of those words right. And that right there, that is just the epitome of boomers doing dumb shit. It's like only a boomer would say that. Like only a boomer would compare a mean word they're being called to the N-word. The best way to know that the internet got a hold of this tweet is to just look at the ratio on it. There's close to 20,000 replies and 3,000 likes. I think if you get ratio that hard on Twitter, like in the terms of service, it just says you have to delete your Twitter account. Suspension. Dictionary.com checked this guy. Imagine getting vibe checked by Dictionary.com. And of course, one of like the number one responses to this entire situation on Twitter is, if you're a non-black person rapping a song, just replace the N-word with the word boomer. There you go, little huddy. Another thing they love to do is to like tell us to buy houses. Like in one sentence, they're telling us to get a second job to afford rent and buy groceries. The sentence immediately following that, oh, you don't own a house? Just buy one. It's like, dude, I can't even afford cereal. How am I gonna buy a house?
If you're homeless, just buy a house.
And another thing we came across while browsing on Twitter today, a bit of a trend. Are there even like trends on Twitter anymore? Like I feel like people don't do like oh, this is trending now. You know what I mean? Like, and essentially it's a bunch of people using the hashtag boomer advice and they're sharing with others the worst boomer advice they've ever gotten before. In the year 2007, a house is a great investment. It will only go up in value. I just love how like the concept of even buying a house is just so foreign to like our generation because the economy is just like that fuck. Pay your dues, work late, go the extra mile. Take the initiative. Take all the tasks no one else wants to do. Your boss will give you credit and you will be promoted quickly. It's the way to get ahead. There's nothing more appealing to me than just doubling my workload at my minimum wage job just to get a 5-cent raise in a year from now.
This one kind of plays into the past one. If you show you're willing to work harder, they will show that they're willing to pay you more.
Just get a second job.
That's probably the funniest one here because the problem is that the second jobs still aren't enough. We need third jobs. But then at what point do you live?
Oh, you're working 40 hours a week and you can't afford groceries? Just get a second job, you lazy piece of shit. Okay, Boomer marks the end of friendly generational relations. Now it's war. Gen Z has finally snapped over climate change and financial inequality. Leave it up to Boomers to make it political, though.
That's gonna wrap up the Boomer legacy.
Discrimination.
We've been trying to hit 10 likes on all of our videos recently, so please, 10 likes minimum on the video.
They say 1 out of every 3 people is a boomer, and I'm not a boomer.
I'm not a boomer.